What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Right behind me is our brand new channel car. I've been dying to show you this. Let's go take a look.
I think you only love me cause I'm poppin'. This a layup, this a rebound, then it's robbing. Tyson with the fade, not the hair, my hands rocking. When I link with ballpoint, you know it's knocking. I'm not the same. Thinking money made me change, nothing else.
This is our 2017 Long Beach Blue BMW M2. I've been driving it for the past few days. Damn. Pretty tough. There it is, guys. Damn. Damn, it looks sick. Red and blue, you look like a cop driving both of these. So, X amount of money is gone. How do you feel? Terrible. Terrible but happy. Happy and terrible. And it's amazing. It is powered by the N55. This is a 3-litre turbo engine. I know a lot of people think that they're twin turbo, but they're not twin turbo, they're a twin scroll turbo. The competition package, which is not this car, gets the S55, which is the M3 engine. We didn't go down the competition road just because the price, they're just, with COVID tax at the moment, it's ridiculous. So this was in the budget. It's an N55. We can still make big power, which is what we're going to do. Surprisingly, the way it drives for a stock car is insane. We'll go for a drive soon and I'll show you. I actually can't believe it. Like, compared to the Audi S4, which is the other car that we built. I know it is a newer car and it is a lot more expensive, but stock versus stock, this thing destroys the Audi, and like, it is so good to drive. It's got the BMW adaptive LEDs. They look absolutely insane. Well, that's the stock part, but the whole car is completely stock. It hasn't been tuned, hasn't been touched. That's another thing we'll look at when we go for a drive, the way that it sounds for a stock car. The car was not optioned with the M exhaust or Akrapovic or anything like that. It's just a complete stock as a rock exhaust. Obviously it's not too loud, but it does sound really good. Look at the size of those brakes. That is the rear. And check the front out. Jeez, they are massive. Just thinking back to all the work I had to do to the Audi S4 to get the brakes upgraded, and look at those stock. Inside, it's just got the basic interior. Okay, I love the suede inserts, they're really nice. And then we've got the BMW leather here with the blue stitching. That's very, very standard. Okay, the seats are nothing special. You do get the little M badge here, but they're not the awesome bucket seats like the competition. And they are electric seats. Also, you can adjust the bolsters, the side bolsters here, which is absolutely amazing. Just using this toggle right here, you can sort of adjust how tight they are, which is a great feature, I think. Nothing wrong with the steering wheel at all. I actually quite like it, but you know, we've got to upgrade it. We can do better than that. Infotainment, basic iDrive 6, and it has CarPlay, which is awesome because I can't live without CarPlay. We all need CarPlay in our lives. And then other than that, the interior is pretty basic. It's got the automatic transmission, or the DCT, whatever you want to call it. I actually like it because you can win races. And I'll show you something cool. There's actually no park. So if you're in drive, it goes into drive, obviously. You can go into neutral, you go into reverse, go to reverse. But when you turn the car off, you have to either have it in reverse or drive. And then you just switch the car off and it puts itself into park. There's no actual park button, which is kind of cool. And if you leave it in neutral, it'll also put itself into park, but it will drain your life. All right, here is the cluster. I'm not sure if this can be upgraded or if this is the upgraded one. All this stuff here, you can turn it off if you don't want it. You've got oil temperature there, which is what I leave it on, and I love that you can do that. And then you can go through and change that. Oh yeah, the car's done 6,000 Ks, fuel range, yeah. You can bring it up to show you your speed as well. There it is, I just went straight past it like a genius. It comes up that big there right on the dash, so that's not too bad. Oh yeah, I love this. This updates very accurately, which is pretty cool. And there's definitely not much going on in the back seats. In terms of space, it's actually pretty spacious. I mean, definitely no 4-door, but that's okay. And that is pretty much it, guys. That is the stock BMW M2. It does have a couple of little paint imperfections on it. There's a couple of stone chips here and there. I want to get all of that stuff fixed up. I'm going to get the car detailed. Been contemplating about wrapping the car. I love that color. Not sure if I'm going to wrap it. leave your thoughts below if you think I should wrap it, what color I should wrap it, and what modifications to do. We're definitely going to be doing some modifications. I've already ordered a bunch of parts for the car, so that's going to be fun. But I guess what we'll do now is set the camera up and go for a drive. One thing we definitely have to change is the stop start. That is annoying. You have to get in the car and press stop start off every time. Otherwise, if you don't do that, it will just do stop start. We are currently in comfort mode. The car is warm. The brakes are brand new. They were put on at the dealership, but they are squeaking. And it's annoying the hell out of me. It's got 3 modes: Comfort, Sport, and Sport Plus. Comfort's just what we're in now. Nice and easy. No worries in the world. Then you can go to Sport, and you can hear it get a little bit louder. It dropped the revs a little bit, or dropped a gear or whatever it did. And then you've got Sport Plus, which sounds like it gets a little bit louder again. The revs don't change from Sport, but it turns traction control off. It doesn't turn traction control off all the way. It still has, I guess they call it assisted steering. Yeah, I think it's got assisted steering, and it still has some stability control. There's another button here which is a traction off. If you hold it, it will turn everything off, which is what we do, why not? Okay, then it will say DSC deactivated, driving without stabilization, driver assistance, braking, and steering intervention deactivated. That's what you get. The fact this thing has the burbles factory. Like, they're not very loud, but hear that? That's factory. It's not too bad. That's first gear. And then if you give it some, got a little bit slippery there. For second gear pull, and gets a bit slippery like that. It's pretty crazy for stock car. Like, that's what impresses me about this car. It's like, it's stock. That's already over 100. Pretty nuts. The dealership put on these rubbish tires. Pretty fun. The dealership put on these rubbish tires, Falcon something or others. And I'm like, I showed the car to a friend of mine, and he's like, what are with the tires? And I'm like, well, looks like we're gonna have to use them, get rid of them, so we can upgrade them. See if you can hear the intake. Hasn't had an intake, it's all factory, pretty crazy. The plan though for this is to definitely make it a monster. It's already a little monster. It can be more of a monster. I want to take it to the next level. All this performance mods will be done, so I'll begin with like full bolt-ons. We'll go intercooler, charge pipe, intake, catless downpipe, and whatever else, and the stage 2 tuning to go with it. To see what it does now as a stock car and then compare it to stage 2 will be a massive difference. If I can get it to the point where it beats the Audi off the line, that would be amazing. Probably going to try to do that. But the Audi will be sold eventually. I do want to keep the Audi. It means a lot to me and anyone else that has an attachment to it from the channel, but you can't just keep every single car you build. It's not gonna, it doesn't work that way, unfortunately. So I'll keep it for a little while longer. We haven't even dynoed the car yet, so I do want to dyno it, but I just wanted to bring another car into the channel to start building as well. But the Audi will go eventually. I had some people ask me, as in my friend group, why a BMW? Why not like an RS3 or whatever else competes with the M2? I've already got a Quattro car, an all-wheel drive car. It's really fun, I love it. But what we just did back there, where we slipped out, you can't do that in an RS3, and it is really fun. It's really, really fun. I love that. So that was the main reason behind a rear-wheel drive car, and then it was just picking, whether I want an M2 or a 3 Series. The M2, my first M car. It is a very fun car to drive. In terms of things like suspension. With the Audi, I drove the Audi and it was like coilover straight away. Car drives like rubbish. Well, you know, average. Drives like a sports sedan. But this car, it's like I don't even want to touch the suspension. It drives so well. I'm like, I don't want to ruin how it drives. So with suspension, if I go coilovers, they're going to be some really, really high-end, whatever's made, you know, suitable for this car. Or I'll just do lowering springs. And then I'll decide later as we go. As I start modifying this car, I'll probably let go of those weird, you know, trying to keep it stock, trying to keep certain things stock feelings. I've got wheel spaces for the factory wheels just for now. I like the factory wheels. I think they look awesome, but eventually we'll do wheels. I'm gonna put a photo, no, I won't put a photo up. I had an idea of doing like a blackout theme. Murder the car out, all black everything. And I just feel like, because it's got such an aggressive front end, like the murdered out look would be pretty cool, but I don't know, maybe not. Thoughts? Let me know what you think in the comments below. But yeah, overall, I'm very happy with the car. I've been driving it as much as I can, obviously not using it for work, but just driving it any chance I get. And I've already, like I said before, I've already ordered all the parts to turn this into a monster. If you have any recommendations or any mods that you want to see to this car, drop a comment below. Definitely want to get some opinions on things to do to it. I'm thinking, like I said earlier, the steering wheel, a couple maybe small other interior features. Going stage 2 will be a big one, and maybe even down the road changing the turbo and, you know, trying to make some real big power out of this thing. Why not? It's got 75,000 Ks. Not the lowest kilometer car in the world, but the 3 I was looking at, all within 2,000 to 3,000 kilometers of each other, which is insane. It's not like this was the high one. There's a bunch of them with high, like, I want to say high, but higher than average kilometers. For example, the Audi, which is, how much older is the Audi? About 7 years older. That car has only done 116,000 kilometers today. This car's only a few years old and it's up there in 70, you know, it's closer to the 116 mark than further away. But that's okay. At least I know it's been running. It hasn't hit its 100,000 kilometer service yet, which will get done, or I will do myself. There's nothing that I don't like about the car yet. Everything seems good. I don't like the little stone chips here and there. Do want to get all that stuff repaired, which I will do. But even the gears, right? So in the S4, if you're in manual mode and you want to punch first and second gear, if you for whatever reason don't change gears on your own, even though you're in manual mode, it will change for you, which is kind of cool. It's a safety feature. The BMW, I believe DCT, does not do that. I've tried getting it up to around 7, which is what it redlines at. If you leave it in second and just punch it to redline, it'll just bounce off the limiter, which I didn't get it that far, but I got it up to the point where it would change on its own if you weren't going to, and it just sat there, so I had to change myself. But I thought that was an awesome feature. I actually like that. It means when you're in manual mode, you're in sport and manual mode, you're in manual mode. It's up to you to change your gears. That's what you want. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The next video will probably be starting the modifications on this thing. Alright guys, that is it for the BMW M2. I think I went over everything. If there's anything I missed, we'll definitely go over it in the future. Like I said, we're going to turn this thing into a monster, more so than it already is. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. If you have any recommendations on modifications to do, definitely drop them in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.